What's happening, my friends? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Salute. Welcome to another episode of Cass Sports, the Boxtorian. This is the Wednesday afternoon hump day edition. Because you know, if it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's Cass Sports, the Boxtorian. That's me, your friendly neighborhood Boxtorian. Today, we're going to be talking about history of boxing equipment. Okay, we're going to go all the way back to the beginning, ancient time. We're bringing it all the way up to today, May 8th, 2024. Okay, and everything about boxing equipment in between. This is brought to you by hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Okay. Co-box tonight. Oh, Sergey Lipinets trying to make a comeback. Still in that, he's been in 140 for a long time. Has he ever fought anywhere else? But we're going to cover it at 2:30, but yes, Sergey. You got to watch those pro box cards. We seen Joseph Adorno on there a few weeks back, remember? Now we got Sergey on there. Bomax had his fighters on there a few times. Yeah. And this is a pro box week tonight. Yeah. 8 o'clock from the Plant City Event Center. No. From the White Sands Event Center in Plant City, Florida. Pro box, yeah. The Matrix coming up this weekend against George Kambosos. I think that's just straight ESPN. I don't think that's pay-per-view or anything. No, they wouldn't try to sell nobody. George Kambosos. Trash behind. Yeah, I call him trash because he is trash. I believe I could beat him. If I believe I could beat a fighter, then I call him trash. Yeah. But I think that's ESPN plus ESPN. I don't think it's pay-per-view. I was just looking at it, but I didn't even pay attention to that part of it. Then we got a nice women's fight on the card. I think it's Nina Hughes versus Danica Johnson. Yeah. Danica Johnson is okay. She's going for her first title. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. What's up, T Hill? How you doing today, bro? How you doing again? Because I've seen you a couple times already today. Seen you in the hangout, and I saw you at hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. And now here y'all in Cass Sports. Thomas Hill. We're going to be talking about the history of boxing equipment today, T Hill. Yeah. We're going all the way back to ancient times. And we're going to come all the way up to May 8th, 2024. Everything about boxing equipment in between those 2 days. We're going to cover it, Go over the old gloves, the new gloves, the old footwork, the new footwork, headgear, the heavy bags, the bag with the, what they call it, the double end bag, yeah, speed bag. We're going to cover it all, man. Groin protector mouthpiece, yeah. We are going to cover it all today. And this is brought to you by Let's Talk Fast, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion Remo. One of his ideas. I told you since I got to follow behind that fire, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion every Wednesday. Remo gave me a bunch of ideas for shows. I'm going to do one of his every Wednesday. Yeah. Got to do a corner show, Ornament show, yes, I sure do. Yeah, I'm writing that down. Yeah, I mean, I've never done that. Good idea. Yeah, that's what I want. Al Booker gave me a good one yesterday about the scoring and judges and all that type of stuff. Yeah, yeah, cornerman. Trying to find about running out of paper in this little notebook. Oh, there's a space right there. Cornerman. T Hill. Always write down who I got the idea from. But everybody doing okay this hump day? Pro Box tonight. We got Sergi on there. Sergi Lipinets. Yep. He's trying to get back in the mix at 140. He's been at 140 a long time. Has he ever fought anywhere else? I don't ever remember Sergi being at another weight. He's been at 140 a long. You talk about being at your perfect weight. 140 is definitely Sergi's perfect weight. He's been there a long time. Mike Masick in the building. Salute, Mike. Boxing equipment today. History of it. Yeah, you know, boxing started back in ancient times. I think the first, they found evidence that they think the first boxing event was at the Olympics in 688 BC. That was a while ago. 688 BC. Yeah, that was a minute ago. That was the first boxing event was at that Olympics. I don't think that was the first Olympics though. But yeah, they found evidence showing that, you know, there's no concrete proof, but you know, the historians. Well, it was a box historian back there with them too, I guess, you know, digging around over there in Rome and Greece and found evidence that, yeah, they had boxing at the Olympics in 688. How they figured that out, I don't know, but, you know, those historians. I might be the first box historian. Yeah, I won't be the last. So they probably didn't have a box historian over there with them. Just historians and archaeologists, those kind of people. Yeah. But I don't know how they figured out, but they dug up to tell them it was in 688 BC, but they know, they got their ways, you know. And those guys were dangerous back then. They sewed spike, the metal into their gloves when they were boxing. I'm going to show you some pictures of it as I get them into it. Yeah. Spike sticking out their fingers in the gloves and stuff, man. The fight would have been over then. Once I saw the spike sticking out of my opponent's gloves, I would have turned right around and went right back down the steps, right on back to the dressing room and said, you got it. But a lot of times back in those days, fights ended in death, ended fatally, yeah. Because there was no such thing as a 15 rounds or anything. You just fought until somebody couldn't continue or was dead. Yeah, that's how they did it, man. You either couldn't continue or you was dead. That's when the fight ended. Wasn't no standing 8 count, none of that stuff. No 10 count, nothing. You just went down and stayed down there until you could get back up. And if you couldn't get back up, you lost. They might have had to come and bring the body bag in there and get you up. So, yeah, that was crazy back then. Yeah, I was looking at that yesterday on their gloves. They had spikes sticking out of the fingers and metal. Those guys were serious. And in the 1700s, they had boxing gloves. They called them mufflers, but they just trained and practiced with them. Because if you use boxing gloves in the ring in that period, they thought of you as weak. So the gloves was just for practicing and sparring. Yeah. But I'm going to tell y'all the whole show before I get started. Let me stop. But yeah, we got a good one coming up today. Yep. 3 more idea. I just got another one from T Hill. Cornerman, yeah. We'll get that together. Yeah. I wait until 2:30, a little bit more of the family get in here. So they don't miss this. I got a good one for you today. We got Pro Box tonight too. I'm gonna just quickly go over who's on it at 2:30. Yeah. 4 main fights on the televised portion. We always have some local guys. They fight. They don't show them. Yeah, they have Sergi's on there though. Sergi Lipinets. See that Pro Box. Bomac been on there a few times with his fighters too. Joseph Adorno was on there a few weeks. Yeah, I think Joseph lost. But Sergi trying to get back in the mix, that super lightweight. The Mighty Rise podcast in the building. What's up? Salute to the Mighty Rise podcast. 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. on Sundays. We are talking about the history of boxing equipment today. Yeah, those guys back in ancient times when boxing originated, they fought to the death. Okay, wasn't no 15 rounds or none of that. You just fought until somebody couldn't continue, or you killed them. They had spikes sewn all into the gloves and stuff. That's the Mighty Ride podcast, hashtag JBT, by the way. Can't forget that JBT, that's important. Just boxing talk. That's all we doing over here in the JBT. Fire organization and channels. And it's early in the JBT day. There's Let's Talk Fashion in the building. Another fire show this morning. I was in there for the whole show today. Yep, I had time this morning. It was good too. I think that guy in that yellow stuff, Remo, was clashing. That looked like some kind of rain suit or something. You know, that two-piece you put on when it's raining? That's what that looked like. But you gave him fashion, so you know better than me. I thought it was clashing. Too bright for me, you know. Too bright for him too, because that was about his complexion. So yeah, I don't know. He was rocking it. Yeah, Remo, but today is your history of boxing equipment. Brought to you by hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Let a few more of the family get in here. How's everybody doing this hump day? Pro Box Week. The Matrix coming up this weekend. High-Tech Lomachenko. I don't think that's pay-per-view. I think that's ESPN Plus or ESPN. Ain't nobody paying no pay-per-view to see George Kambosos. I know they ain't that crazy. They have to pay me to watch him. I wouldn't give him $5. You know what's going to happen. Roman's going to wash him. BN Boxing News in the building. What's up, BN Boxing News? And D for the Win in the building. D for the Win flipped and I didn't even see him. What's up, D for the Win? Salute to D for the Win and BN Boxing News. Two big-time JBT members. BN Boxing News got a fire channel over there. Been coming on after fights and stuff. You know, doing a post-fight. I've been meaning to catch him. But salute, fellows. We're going to be talking about the history of boxing equipment today. Going all the way back to ancient times. Back like 688 BC. We're going to bring it all the way up to May 8th, 2024. And everything in between. Almost everything. A lot of it. Not everything. A lot of it. Yeah. And then Pro Box tonight, we got Sergi Lipinets. He's trying to make some moves in that super, what is he in? Super lightweight? 140, right? He's been there a long time, man. Has he ever fought anywhere else? I mean, that must be his perfect weight. I can't ever remember Sergi Lipinets fighting anywhere but 140. And he's old. I mean, old for boxing, up in his 30s. You would think he would have outgrew it, but he never did. He stayed right there and has no trouble making it. But this is kind of like a crossroads fight for him tonight, you know. He's trying to get a win and get back in position for a title shot, you know, late this year, early next year. But if he loses, that's probably about it for Sergi, I would think, you know. Because he's kind of too old to be going back to the drawing board. He ain't no spring chicken. He been in some good fights, though. But comes up on the short end a lot, but didn't duck nobody though. Sergi got in there with all of them. Yeah. I'm trying to get back. I wish him luck tonight, man. Sergio Lipinets on the Pro Box. I don't know what's wrong with this ragged phone. No, it ain't no Obama phone neither. Okay. I bought it at Verizon. They don't sell no Obama phones at Verizon. Okay. It's just not working too good today. It's kind of old though. Probably need a new one. Maybe I should jump out there and find me an Obama phone somewhere. They still giving them things away? They wouldn't give me one though. But it's all good. Probably end up back down at Verizon. We're gonna talk about Pro Box first, right quick. Just who's on the card and all that. It's 4 fights on the TV portion. They normally have some local guys fighting on the early part of it that they don't show. Some prospects, stuff like that. Yeah, Primo. You talk about fighting at your natural weight. Sergi been at 140 for. I don't know if he ever fought anywhere else at any other weight because I've been seeing him at 140 for years. So far as I can remember. Yeah. Sergi Lipinets. Yeah, he's on Pro Box tonight. He's fighting I think he's fighting a Mexican fighter. I got his name in here somewhere. I'm gonna tell you in a few minutes. Yeah. We got Lonnie Lee coming along. He gets off work at 2:30. He's been getting off work late the last few days now. Well, he's here every day. I try to make sure he don't miss too much of the show. Loyal supporter comes through every day, Don't want him to miss too much. Yeah. Is everybody okay? It's hump day in the middle of the week. Get ready to go downhill. Of course, they got a card from the UK or somewhere over that way, Ireland, I think Wales. They always got a card from over there every weekend. And that Lomachenko card ain't bad. No, I think Trinica Johnson is on the she might be on the Lomachenko card. She's fighting, I'm not sure. She's fighting for her first title though. I like her. Yeah, she's fighting, I think, Nina Hughes for one of the bantamweight women's titles. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure Lomachenko it ain't no pay-per-view. They wouldn't dare put George Kambosos on no pay-per-view. I don't care who he's fighting. Was him and Devin pay-per-view? I know I didn't pay for it. No, it was on ESPN. Yeah. So I guess this one is too. ESPN Plus or ESPN, yeah. Big head Tim Bradley be on their line as usual, One man hit the other fighter 15 times and the other one hit him twice. And they say the one that landed 2 punches won the round and show all his highlights. And the man that landed 15 times, they don't even mention him after the round. Yeah, Tim Bradley. But I catch Tim on some other stuff like Fight Hype, other shows on YouTube. He's very knowledgeable about boxing. But he got to go for that memo they give him on ESPN, They got the agenda. Tim has to go by that. You see where Andre Ward at, don't you? Andre said, I can't say that stuff, man. I said, well, you got to go, Andre. Andre was too honest for him. Andre was really telling what was happening in the ring and everything. He wasn't talking up their preferred fighter. Like the Kambosos Maxie Hughes fight, remember? Tell me that wasn't fixed. Maxie Hughes washed it. Like 10 rounds to 2 or something, and Kambosos got his hand raised. Because he already had Loma and Kambosos scheduled, Somebody was talking about the Mafia in the boxing this morning. Who needs the Mafia when we got the Bob Father, Mauricio, Don King still lurking around the edges? Who needs the Mafia when we got them characters? Oscar, putting the guy in the ring with a damn aneurysm. It probably was better when the Mafia was running it. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Let's look at this Pro Box card right quick. Then we're going to start talking about history of boxing equipment. Got a good one for you today. I think it's good. I hope y'all like it. What's up, Ray Patterson? What's going on up there in New Jersey? Just do up there somewhere too, New Jersey. He'll be in here. He's coming up at 4. Jersey in the house. Okay. Pro Box. Like I said, 4 fights on the televised portion of the show. They always have some prospects fight earlier. Local fighters, you know. One of them made it on, that started on Pro Box, made it on one of those big cards. I think it was last month. I forgot his name. He got beat. He was on one of those cards. Got his name. Yeah. He was supposed to win. It was a disappointing loss. Yeah. What was his name? But I know he came from Pro Box. Wasn't too long ago. It's Just Do Boxing right there. I talked him up. I was just talking about you, Just Do Boxing, when Ray Patterson came straight out of New Jersey into the building, and now there's Just Do, straight out of New Jersey. Just Do Boxing, the voice, coming up at 4 p.m. Like I do, I always lead you up to the doorstep. Then we go in there and listen to him build. Okay, let's look at this Pro Box card. It's only going to take a couple of minutes. It's just the top 4 fights. Now, the main event is, like I said, it's Robbie Davis Jr. versus Sergey Lipinets. Oh, Sergey, still at 140. Like Let's Talk Fashion said, he is at his ideal weight, man, because he's been there for years. I don't ever remember him fighting anywhere else. But anyway, Davies Jr. is from Liverpool, England. And he's making his U.S. debut in this fight, right? And he comes in at 23 wins, 4 losses, 15 knockouts. And he returns to the ring after a freak accident put him out of the ring for an entire year, okay? And a win against Lipinets put him right back in contention for a big payday at 140. But Lipinets comes in at 17-3, 1 draw, 13 knockouts. He's in a similar position as Davies, right? Because a win against Davies will elevate Lipinets back into contention in the stacked super lightweight division. So it's kind of like a crossroads fight for Lipinets. Davies is kind of like a crossroads fight for both of them, really. Davies been out a year, getting his shot in his first fight back, U.S. debut. So whoever wins will be in good shape. Whoever loses will be whoever loses will be in not so good shape. Okay, the co-main is we got an American heavyweight by the name of Fernley Felix, okay, Jr. And he's 7-0 with 6 KOs. He got a pretty good little knockout rate going on early in his career. Wow, that's over 90%, I guess. He faces off against Cesar Navarro of Mexico. Now, Felix is targeting a run at a world title inside the coming 12 months. But Navarro comes in 11-1, 9 knockouts. He comes in trying to spoil Navarro's plans. I mean, trying to spoil Felix's plan. And man, I don't even know what weight class that fight is at. No, 140. No, that was Sergey Lipinets. Not sure what weight class that is. I'm thinking 140, but I'm not for sure. Anyway, the next fight is Mongolian. Okay, now Thunderbot Erdenbach, 9-0, 4 knockouts. I remember his last fight on Pro Box too. He clashes with Puerto Rican Alberto Mercado. Alberto is a veteran, 17 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, 4 knockouts. And this fight is at super featherweight. Okay, super featherweight. Then the final fight on the televised, the first fight on the televised portion will be Robert Merriweather, the third. He's 5-0 with 2 knockouts. He goes up against Mexican Victor Lopez, who's also 5-0 with 3 knockouts. And this fight is also in the featherweight division. Okay. Now let's look at history of boxing equipment. Let me get my little live display ready. It's got some pictures of the equipment. It's a trip because, back in the Roman area, man, those guys used to sew spikes and stuff into the gloves. Yeah, they were trying to hurt each other. I told you the fight didn't end until one of them couldn't continue or was killed. Okay? Yeah. That's when the fight ended. Somebody couldn't continue, or you came in there and put them in a body bag. Wasn't no 15 rounds or nothing like that. No standing 8 counts. None of that stuff. You literally had to get your man out of there. And that went on, and the Walker Law didn't come along till the 20s. I'm talking about this was like 688 BC. That was a minute ago, wasn't it? I can't get my boy. Bear with me for 1 second, please. We're gonna get started in a moment. I'm gonna work with my slide display. Gotta bring this closer. Give me 2 minutes. Oh, Lord, now I done dropped my notes in the damn floor. Come on, thing. Oh, shit. Okay, that'll work. I'm trying to get to my first slide. Now, who's the first slide? I know what it looks like. Is that it? Yeah, I believe. Nope, that ain't it. Almost to it. Yeah. Okay, now I gotta find my page. I dropped my notebook. Oh boy, it's not starting out too good. How's everybody doing today? We get ready to get started. Got my notes right here. Now, before we talk about the equipment, let's talk about a little history very briefly. Go back to that Roman era, to that era way back, ancient times, okay? Because that's when we're going to be starting from. Okay, I'm ready. History of boxing equipment. I got off of my page. All right, y'all didn't have to leave. It's all good. What's up, E-Class? E-Class in the building. Salvador said, no, that's Friday. I was thinking today was Thursday. Okay, let's take a little history lesson on the Roman ancient times real quick before we talk about this boxing equipment. Now, boxing is an ancient sport with a long and rich history that dates back to ancient times, okay? Now, the exact origins of the sport is unknown, but over time, they found enough evidence that helps approximate the origin of boxing, okay? Now, the evidence discovered shows that boxing was practiced in ancient Greece, Rome, China, and Egypt back in those days, right? Now, based on the evidence, the first recorded boxing event was identified. They said it would have been taking place during the ancient Olympics Games of 688 BC. And like I said, that was a minute ago there. 688 BC. First boxing event. I don't think that was the first Olympics, but that was the first boxing event. 688 BC Olympics, okay? Now, boxing had different names in each place where it was practiced, okay? Now, in ancient Greece, it was called Pygmachia. I guess that's right. That's what it was called in ancient Greece. I'm going to write it there for y'all because I know that ain't right. Okay? That's what it was called in ancient Greece. It was called different things in all these places. In Egypt, it was called ANKH. Okay. That's what it was called in Egypt. And I can pronounce what it was called in China. Okay. I mean Rome. And in Rome it was known as pugilatus. Okay. Now, despite the different names, boxing was a violent sport in all these ancient cultures. And sometimes it was even used as a form of military training. Okay. Yeah. It was a form of military training. Now, boxers of those times used improvised pieces of equipment. And like I was telling you, they fought until one of the competitors was so injured that it was impossible for him to continue. Or sometimes the fight ended with fatality. Okay. You know, sometimes the loser lost his life in there. I'm going to show you some gloves with spikes and stuff sticking out of them in a minute. Now, leather straps were the first form of boxing gloves in ancient Greece. While in ancient Rome, they used metal gloves. Yeah, in Rome, they had metal gloves, man, which were extremely heavy and did not offer any protection at all. Now, although these pieces of equipment were crude and dangerous, it was through the creativity and ingenuity of ancient boxers that modern boxing equipment we know today was developed. Okay, so let's get into the equipment phase of it now. Okay, history of boxing equipment. Come here. Here we go. Now we're going to start out with boxing gloves. Okay. Now, when boxing first appeared in the Olympics in 688 BC, Greek fighters wrapped their hands with oil softened oxide leather strips called hymantes. That's what those are on the screen. Do it for a minute. HIMANTES. That's what they were called. Oh no, that's supposed to be the A. That's what they were called. Okay, and that's them on the screen. That's what they used back in ancient times as boxing gloves, around 688 BC, around in there. Okay. And they were softened by oil, oxide leather strips. Okay. Now, those evolved into a cestus. Now, here's what a cestus looks like. That's what they fought with. The Romans, look at that. See those spikes sticking out? I told you, if I get in the ring and he got them on, I'm going right back down the steps. And you got it. You know, just give me my check, though. You know, because I did come out here. But look at that's why so many of their fights in fatalities, man. Look at that. And then here's another one. See this little thing sewn, that's metal, sewn into the gloves and on the knuckles, on the one on the bottom. That's all metal, okay? Those were called the cestus. And that is the ancient form of a boxing glove as we know it today. That's what they used. Now, they were made with strips of leather that were occasionally fitted with blades or spikes. See? Blades or spikes. Look at that. They ain't lying. Blades or spikes. Where they sew little metal balls into them. That's crazy. And see, they were more like weapons than sporting goods. Now, although they had radically evolved and improved the first padded boxing gloves, okay, they were radically involved by the 1700s, and the first padded boxing gloves introduced in 1743. Okay, so they went centuries using those type of gloves there. all the way up to the 1700s before the first padded gloves came in. And this is what they look like, okay? They were called mufflers. Yeah, the one on the top is kind of clear. The one on the bottom is kind of messed up. But they were called mufflers, okay? Lonnie Lee in the building. What's up, Lonnie Lee? Salute. We're talking about boxing equipment today, Lonnie. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT, that is. Hump Day, Pro Box Tonight. The Matrix, High Tech, Lomachenko this weekend. Yeah. But those were the first padded gloves, came out in 1743. So for centuries, if they went bare knuckles or spikes, or fought with the spikes in the gloves. Now, at that time, the padded, but guess what? When the padded gloves first came into existence, they were only used in training, okay? The use of those gloves right there, the mufflers, were only used in training and practicing because they were considered unmanly. Okay, so they still didn't use gloves, but they had them. They just used them in training. But they slowly gained acceptance as more structured rules and safety measures were adopted by the sport. Now the boxing glove today is the boxing glove today right there. Okay, there's the boxing glove today. The boxing glove today is obviously much more advanced and regulated. The weight, design, and amount type of padding is carefully considered in today's boxing game. Training and sparring gloves are tailored toward protecting the fighter and her opponent. I'm going to talk more about today's equipment once I get through this. I'm going to go into today's equipment more in depth. Now, originally, turn that, man. Why you get ready over there? Mufflers. Taking off each of these. I got to keep up with my slide display. Now, originally, most boxing gloves were made of brown or natural tan leather. Now, they weren't dyed until the early 50s, okay? When boxing was entering its heyday on network television. So they didn't start dyeing them until, what's 50s, like 70 years ago? Something like that. Yeah. And that was because boxing was entering its heyday on network television. And even then it came about for reasons of fashion, not function. Gillette Friday Night Fights became wildly popular and boxing gloves transitioned into an oxblood red color. You know why they did that? Stiff was to hide blood, soften the images for TV audiences, and reduce the perception that boxing was too violent. Always thinking about that dollar. Ain't want people to say, oh, it's too violent, I ain't watching that. Now I gotta get this to go down. I couldn't get it just now. Oh yeah, it worked. Woohoo! I'm a genius. Okay, now we're gonna talk about boxing shoes next. Okay, there's some old boxing shoes right there. Original boxing shoes were constructed of genuine leather and featured smooth soles. You may have seen old fight footage of boxers stepping into rosin boxes in their respective corners to lessen the slippery bottoms of their soles. They didn't have the complex technological shoes they wear nowadays. They had to step in the rosin bags in the corner to keep the soles from being so slippery once they got into the ring. Now, modern day boxing shoes, look at a pair of them. There's some modern day joints right there. Okay. Now, modern day boxing shoes are now built with a variety of nylon and breathable mesh fabrics. Some are even cut taller for more support and feature textured soles that provide more traction in the ring. And later on, I'm going to get into the modern equipment a little bit more. My big hands keep hitting. That should have been a box as big as my hands is. I keep hitting the phone that I'm watching the chat on my phone because the laptop like 10 minutes behind. Okay, we're back. Nobody came in. Yeah. I said salute to Lonnie Lee here. Salute Lonnie Lee again. Now we're going to talk about the groin protector. I couldn't find an old one. We just got a modern one. There it is. Okay. Groin protector. In the late 20s, because back there in ancient times and all that, they wasn't worried about no groin protector. Those guys had spikes in the glove, but they weren't about a low blow flow. You better worry about that spike coming at your head, so they ain't worried about no groin protectors or nothing. Plus, you could throw people down and kick, gouge each other in the eye and everything back in them days. Boxing was, you could use a lot of wrestling moves. But groin protector. Then in the late 20s, the first groin protector was introduced. See, it wasn't introduced till the late 20s. 1920s. They went all that time. It was called a Taylor, named after Brooklyn shoe sole manufacturer James P. Taylor. And I could not find a picture of one from back then for nothing. I tried for hours. Now, his invention didn't take hold until a result of the Max Schmeling versus Jack Sharkey fight in June 1930, which ended in a disqualification. Sharkey lost due to a controversial low blow, which gave Schmeling the win and gave the United States a German heavyweight champion. So after that fight, no foul rules were introduced, and Taylor's no foul protector was adopted across the U.S. boxing landscape. After that fight, everybody started wearing them. Now, today, that's today's on the screen there. Today's groin protectors provide more complete protection with advanced closed cell phones and fuller cups. Contemporary designs cover the hips, groin, and upper abdomen to a greater degree than they did in the past. Okay? Let's look at some headgear. Okay. I did find some old headgear. There it is. That's from like the 20s, around that time. Because they didn't really use headgear back in the ancient times either. They needed a football helmet on back then with those spikes and metal and stuff sewn into the gloves. Headgear. They weren't too concerned with safety back in ancient times, They was trying to kill each other. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and more in the building. Salute, Bruce Gas. We're talking about boxing equipment today. We're up to headgear. That's the old one from like the 20s, I guess somewhere around in that period. Because like I was saying, back in ancient times, they weren't worried about no groin protectors and headgear. Them guys had spikes and metal and stuff in the glove. A groin protector was your least of problems, when you got metal coming at your head. And a lot of fights ended fatally, Yeah, that's how they ended back then. There wasn't no 15 rounds. The guy was too hurt to continue, or he was dead. That was it. But headgear. Now, while still an up-and-comer, Jack Dempsey called on a local sporting goods manufacturer and its owner, Jacob Golomb, to construct a protective headgear that would stand up to more than 15 rounds of intense boxing training. Okay. Now, although the company had only made swimwear up to that time, they were able to construct a durable and long-lasting headgear for Dempsey, and subsequently all of his predecessors. So yeah, that's from around the 20s. Okay, that headgear right there. Now here's some headgear from today, right there. Come on, change. There we go. Headgear has made some huge advancements since that time, with multi-layer pad systems to absorb shock and more comprehensive designs that provide a greater degree of protection for the chin, nose, and cheeks. Yeah, you can see that, because that's a whole lot of greater degree of protection from that. You done had nothing covering the face. Then look at that. So yeah, I agree. I concur with that. That is, that's like night and day. Look at that. You wide open. Yeah. Okay. Mouthpiece. Couldn't find an old mouthpiece either. Well, mouthpieces haven't been used for that long. Mouthpieces have not been used for that long. Although fighters may have used rudimentary mouth protection made of any number of materials, the first known use of modern-day mouth protection occurred in the late 1800s. Wow, I did not know. I didn't think it was that long. I was thinking something like 20s, 30s, like the headgear. But the late 1800s, Wolf Krauss, an English dentist, used gutta percha, a substance made from tree sap and used in the dental industry to create strips that could be placed between a fighter's upper and lower teeth to prevent direct bone-on-bone contact. Now, the mouth guard's evolution, however, is attributed to London dentist Jack Malls when he transformed those simple strips of tree sap into a molded, reusable mouth guard that fighters could customize. Yeah. Now, though it now existed, the implementation of the mouth guard into regulated fights didn't come about until Ted Kid Lewis entered the boxing world. As a friend of Malls, Lewis had a rubber mouth guard created to help protect him from recurring injuries to his cheeks and gums. Lewis used the first version of this mouth guard in his 1921 championship fight against Jack Britton. That's when I was thinking, like the 20s. That was when they really became popular. 1800s they were using them, but the 20s kind of became like a regular thing. That's what I was kind of like thinking. Ted Kid Lewis first used his in 1921. Since then, mouth guards have become standard in most sports, but boxing certainly led the way. That's right. Boxing led the way. Okay. Let's look at the double end bag. Okay. You know, the double end bag is the one connected to the floor and ceiling. You know, doesn't bounce around on you like the other one. We got that one too. Now I gotta go down again. Come on, Cass. You said you was a genius. My Earl, I don't know, something is not right today with my Earl and it's not showing up. So I'm gonna get it. It does this every now and then. I think I got it. I get my slides. Yay, I got it. I told you I was a genius. Actually, I went too far. No, I didn't. Okay. We are at double end bags. It is a double end bag there. See the straps where you can connect it to the ceiling and to the floor. Now, aside from ancient gladiatorial games, the first documented case of a modern day fighter using any type of equipment to punch in the training is in the late 1870s. Okay. When middleweight champion Mike Donovan was seen hitting a rugby ball he had hung from the ceiling. This device was quickly adopted by other fighters, and over the subsequent 10 to 15 years, punching bags evolved and took on many forms. Now, its most recognizable descendant is the double end bag, which gained widespread popularity in the 1950s. When combination puncher Sugar Ray Robinson was seen working this piece of equipment with masterful speed, timing, and fluidity. Now, the only difference between Donovan's original creation and the more modern-day double end bag is that today's bag is attached to the floor by a rubber cord, limiting its range, movement, and subsequently creates a bag that requires a faster response time. So they're saying Donovan's didn't have the part that connected to the floor, just connected his to the ceiling. But it's a one like that nowadays too. Okay, I think it's called the heavy bag, right? Little bigger. Speed bag. These are all the modern versions of them. Now, I couldn't find no older ones for none of this equipment. Speed bags. Now, the other piece of equipment most likely derived from Donovan's rugby ball contraption is the contemporary speed bag. Yeah, that's probably most like it because you had the rugby ball hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, the speed bag is probably the most like that rugby ball he had. It's obviously similar in function. It provides the same type of head target and bounces back, but with the inclusion of a swivel and platform. Okay, the rugby ball didn't have that. This spin-off innovation requires quicker reaction time and is geared more toward developing reflexes. Now, the more modern version likely began in the early 1900s, when Jack Johnson was first seen using this type of bag, although it was much bigger back then. Yeah, they made it a little smaller. The old jump rope. That's a nice pair of jump ropes there, too. Jory Faint, 757, hashtag JBT in the building. What's up, Jory Faint? History of boxing equipment. Evolution. I started to call it the evolution of boxing equipment, but history is good enough. So we're going over the evolution of it at the same time. But Joy Faints, 757, hashtag JBT in the building. Salute, bro. Okay, jump rope. There's a jump rope up there. I used to jump rope when I was young. Used to run a mile, then come in there and jump rope in the backyard. Jump ropes. Now, although painted images of skipping, bamboo, and vines date all the way back to Egyptian time, around 1600 BC. Wow, that was before those Olympics. Dutch settlers are actually credited with bringing the jump rope to America during the 1600s. Now, the activity thrived early in the 40s and 50s, 1940s, 50s, predominantly with children in inner cities because it was inexpensive and could be taken anywhere. Okay? That's true, inexpensive, and you can take the jump rope anywhere. Now, in the early 20th century, boxers began using ropes in training to improve conditioning, leg strength, and foot speed. Okay. Now, when heavyweight champion Sonny Liston appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1963, skipping rope to the song Night Train, the jump rope surged in popularity and became a staple of every fighter's routine. Sonny came on Ed Sullivan. I never saw that. Okay. Now, jump ropes were primarily constructed of leather, but now use a variety of dense rubber materials and plastics. Many feature ball bearings in the handles that increases the rope speed and decreases wear at the point of rotation. Okay, this is what I was talking about, the heavy bag, yeah. This is also just connected to the ceiling, unlike the double-end bag, and the heavy bag is a little bigger. It's big, but that's like at a distance, yeah. Yeah, the heavy bag is bigger and longer than the double-end bag most of the time. Heavy bag. I'm checking the stuff. We're gonna go into the modern equipment a little bit more shortly too. A real lot deeper. Okay. Yeah, whole lot deeper. Okay, double end bag. Now, the traditional heavy bag as it looks today gained popularity around the 1920s. Heavy bags were originally constructed from old duffel bags or cloth gunny sacks and were initially filled with horsehair like early boxing gloves were, okay? Horsehair, sand, or grains. The heavy bags have advanced greatly with genuine leather and synthetic materials that now last much longer. They are specifically made to withstand round after round after round of action and power punching. The heavy bag. Okay, let me try this one more time. I gotta fix this as soon as I get off. My Earl done got down somewhere out of sight. Bear with me, folks. I'm gonna get it. I told you I'm a genius. It's right there. Oh my goodness. I only got, I think, I think I got it though. But now we're gonna talk about punch mitts. You know, the mitts that the coach hold up there or whoever. And the guy punches on. Miss Joette in the building. Salute, Miss Joette. How are you? How's your day coming along there, Queen? Good to see you. Miss Joette. Salute to Miss Joette, everybody. We're talking about, what are we talking about? Oh, boxing, history of boxing equipment today. Got a brain lock for a minute there. We're up to the mitts. Okay. You know, the punch mitts. The fighters hit, you know, the guy hold them up there in front of him, and you know, those are a couple of them right there. Punch mitts. Now, the use of punch mitts or focus pads likely came about as Muay Thai and Far Eastern martial arts made its way toward the United States in the late 1700s. Now, the concept first began with martial arts using foot tongs or slippers on their hands to absorb the impact from kicks and strikes. Wow. A boxer would punch right through a pair of slippers or something. Foot thongs, wow. That's what they used, and they was kicking in the beginning. Foot thongs or slippers instead of the actual mitt. Okay. Now the earliest photo, I couldn't find any old ones. I could only find ones from nowadays. Now the earliest photos or documentation of punch mitts came about around the time of Joe Louis. Okay. The modern day punch mitts came into more widespread use in the mid-1960s, when Bruce Lee was seen using them in his training routines. Okay, I guess that's where boxing picked them up from. Now, although they had been around for decades, they were never a central part of coaching until the late 70s and early 80s. Now they become an almost irreplaceable part of a fighter's routine. Yeah, the old punch mitts. Last is the wraps, hand wrap. A little foggy there, but those are supposed to be hand wraps. Oh, y'all can see them. Oh, it's a good picture. Yeah, hand wrap. Okay, very important to have them. Some fighters wear casts under, because you can stack in some places, you know. Like the Monster, his is like 5 inches thicker than that. But he's still a bad man. Hand wraps. Okay, everybody's smashing it. I know everybody's smashing the appreciation button. Hand wraps. When gloves of fair size were declared by the Marquis of Queensberry rules in 1867, greater precautions started to develop that better protected both combatants. Fighters pre-wrapping their hands beneath the gloves evolved over time, but came into full use in the 1920s, when use of gauze and tape became standard practice. 1920s, wow. Now, one of the oldest and earliest pieces of equipment, the medicine ball, dates back to ancient Greece. I don't even have a picture of a medicine ball. Medicine ball. Wait a minute. Let me see. Bear with me for a second. I can't get it to go down. Oh, I got it. No, I don't have a medicine ball, sorry. Y'all know what a medicine ball look like though. But this is the medicine ball here. One of the oldest and earliest pieces of equipment, the medicine ball, dates back to ancient Greece. Wow. One of the few pieces of equipment, because they didn't hardly use any kind of equipment. Then they didn't even wear gloves. They wore those things, the cestus or the other thing, just like leather straps wrapped around their hands. And the Romans sewed spikes into it, remember? Yeah. Romans sewed spikes into it. It was crazy. And fought like that. Yes, they did. I'm trying to find one. Yeah, there it is. The cestus. And they went out there and fought like that, man. Or they would sew pieces of metal. See that? That's metal. See the one on the bottom on his knuckles? Yeah. I wouldn't have got in there like that, I tell you that now. Not me. They're messing around and mess something up. Oh my goodness. That done came up too far. Showing off. But I got it. Okay. Still on the medicine ball. Now, medicine ball is one of the oldest and earliest pieces of equipment. The medicine ball dates back to ancient Greece. Now, at that time, medicine balls were made from pig bladders or animal skins filled with sand. Okay? Now, in more modern days, there were a prominent fixture in heavyweight champion Jack Johnson's training routine. Since that time, nearly every recognizable fighter from Sugar Ray Robinson to Sonny Liston has had a medicine ball thrown at their midsection, tossed it back and forth to a partner, jumped with it, ran with it, punched at it, or some way incorporated it into their routine. The medicine ball has become synonymous with boxing training and enhances total body power. It demands use of all of the muscles together to generate maximum force and is still the prescription for better health and overall peak physical condition. N-swells. I don't know how I missed these last couple. I didn't get a picture of N-swells. Well, we can still talk about them, right? N-swells. Showtime, the guy passed. What's up, Showtime? How are you today, bro? Showtime, the guy passed. Our friend from St. Louis, Missouri in the building. Showtime, we are talking about boxing equipment today. History of it. Went all the way back to ancient times, 688 BC. And that was a minute ago, wasn't it? Let's salute to Showtime, the guy passed. Okay, let's continue. We're talking about N-swells. Okay, that thing they put on their face. Try to get the swelling down and stuff. He kept it on. No, I ain't gonna mess with Devin today. Okay. N-swells. Had the right Showtime, the guys passes. PASS name there. Okay. N-swells. Now, even though, oh goodness. One moment, please. My big fingers. Well, that should have been a boxer. Yeah. Oh, I got it. Okay. Now, even though there were early versions like a chilled coin or frozen tuna can, the modern N-swell wasn't developed until the early 80s. Wow, that ain't been 40 years. Right? The 80s, yeah. The original N-swell, a thick piece of metal that would have been placed in a freezer or ice bucket to remain chilled, was developed by a longtime boxing fan and New Jersey physician, Dr. Michael Sabia. The tool is still used today in between rounds to slow swelling and subdue bruising on fighters. Now, modern N-swells or no swells come in different shapes and sizes. Now, some newer models have easy to grip handles or can be filled with ice to remain colder for a longer period of time. They become a standard tool for any cornerman, coach, or cut man working in a fighter's corner. Okay? So now we are going to go into some of this, the modern equipment a little bit deeper. Okay? Some of the modern equipment a little bit deeper now. Okay. Excuse me for all that paper back. Notebook's filling up. Okay, here we go. Modern boxing equipment, right here. Now, the sign of a good boxer is one who is equipped with the correct boxing gear, okay, which will help them to be at their best physically and allows them to achieve greatness and success in the ring. Now, the essential equipment every boxer needs includes, of course, boxing gloves. Now, finding the right pair of boxing gloves can be a daunting prospect due to all the different types, okay? Different types, brands, and sizes available. Now, you select the right size of boxing glove by considering your weight, your height, and the circumference of your dominant hand. Now, boxing gloves should fit snugly without your fingers. Should fit snugly with your fingers just touching the top of the glove, right? You should be able to easily make a fist without it being uncomfortable. Now, these are some of the different types of boxing gloves, okay? Okay, we have training gloves. Aunt McQueen in the building. What's up, Aunt McQueen? Today is we were talking about boxing history of boxing equipment, and now I'm just going over the modern day equipment that uses, different types, stuff like that. And there are some different types of boxing gloves. Okay. Okay, let me write down Aunt McQueen of Casual's Corner fame. Okay, he's down. Everybody's smashing on the appreciation button. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, everybody's smashing. I guess. Okay. Now, different types of boxing gloves. We have the training glove, okay? Or all-purpose glove. Now, the training gloves provide enough protection, padding, for both sparring and punching bag work, because sparring and bag work have their two separate gloves too, but you can use this training glove to do both of them. But the reason, I guess, fighters can, if they can afford it, get the separate glove for each thing, because it'll wear the training glove down deep quicker if you just keep using it for both of them. But you can't do that. Okay, now see, here's the bag glove, which you can also use the training for the bag. But then we have a bag glove, okay, especially designed for doing bag work. The bag glove has less padding in the knuckle area than normal or sparring boxing gloves, so you can get used to the impact and feel of your punches. That's the bag glove, okay? And like I said, you could use the training glove for the bag work too. Now the sparring glove, okay? The sparring glove has extra padding to protect you and your sparring partner. They can be a bit heavier than normal boxing gloves due to the extra padding, okay? And you can also use the, that's the name of it already, the training glove for sparring work too, okay? Now, let's talk about boxing shoes again. A little more deeper than I did during the history part. Boxing shoes. Now, wearing the right boxing shoes is crucial for your performance in the ring, right? Boxing shoes should have a narrow and tight fit for support, but shouldn't cause any discomfort or blisters. Always wear socks and always move around like you do in the ring when trying on a pair of boxing shoes. That's important, when you go to try them on. Make your normal moves that you make like you actually in a fight. Don't just try them on and walk to the door and come back, Do some boxing moves in them, okay? And here's some other things to consider when you're selecting your boxing shoes. The grip. Boxing shoes should have enough grip so you don't slip and slide in the ring. However, they also need to be flexible enough to allow you to pivot and move freely, okay? And the sole on the boxing shoe is also very important too. Yeah, that was what the Romans wore back in the day, and check this one out. You ain't seen nothing yet, man. Oh Lord, where is it? I wasn't even putting the stuff up there. Yeah, that's what the Romans wore. Check this one here out, man. They sewed spikes into them. Yeah, they fought with that too. Yup. Wasn't that something? They was trying to hurt somebody. And many fights ended fatally. Okay? Many fights did end fatally. Let's be talking about boxing shoes. Yeah. I would just turn around and go right back down the steps if I look across there and see that on my opponent's hand. Not today. But I still want my check. Now, we were talking about boxing shoes. The sole is very important too, because a thicker sole is more durable, but a thinner sole allows you to be more flexible and allows you to feel every foot movement, okay? Now, mid-tops shoes. Mid-tops offer more flexibility, but are less supported, especially around the ankle. So, the high tops. Now, the high top boxing shoes support the foot more, especially around the ankle. But, however, they lack the flexibility that the mid-tops have. Okay? So, there's pluses and minuses on both of them. It's like a fighter to fighter thing, whether you wear the mid-top or the high top. But the sole is very important, and the grip. Whether you get the mid-top or the high top, the sole and the grip are very important. Okay? Now let's look at hand wraps again. Okay, bear with me for a second, please. Oh, I am good. Let's look at hand wraps again. Might as well put that back up there. We're talking about hand wraps again. Didn't change on my phone, but it changed on there. So it changed on y'all displays. Hand wraps. The hand wraps are important to wear under your boxing gloves as they offer extra support and protect the tiny bones in your hands, which can easily break from the impact of a punch. This ex Floyd, right? Floyd had some problems with his hands. And the hand wraps also soak up sweat, preventing a buildup of bacteria and odor in your boxing gloves. Okay, now here are some of the different types of hand wraps available. Okay. Tape and gauze. Now the lightest and most comfortable option are tape and gauze, which offers lots of protection. Okay? They are available in a variety of different sizes. But the thing about them, they cannot be reused. Okay? Now the traditional hand wrap, affordable, easy to wrap, and they can be reused. But they come in set sizes though, so everybody can't use that one. the elasticated Mexican style. Stretchable, so to easily adjust to your hand shape and are the perfect fit, making them comfortable and breathable. They are thicker than most hand wraps and may not fit under every boxing glove. Okay, that's the thing with them. They're the most comfortable. They stretch and everything, but they're thick, and they might not fit in every glove. Okay. Okay, headgear. Let me see. Where was my headgear at? Let's move it for 1 minute. What's that? Anyway. Oh, headgear is way up there. Let me go up there. Why not? It is right there. Yeah, nice piece of headgear there. Headgear. Now, headgear protects your head from injuries like cuts, scrapes, and bruises. Well-padded headgear will lessen some of the impact of a punch, but will not protect against a concussion completely. Headgear ranges from minimal protection to headgear that covers everything except for your eyes. Okay? Mouth guard. Mouth guard. Mouth guard should be right below headgear. It is. Not a very good picture. I'm sorry. That's a mouth guard. 325, good time. Got the voice coming up in about a half hour. But mouth guard, okay? Now, mouth guards protect your teeth and prevent you from swallowing any that might get knocked loose from a punch. All right? Now, boil them in water to make them pliable and then bite down on it until it fits around your teeth, okay? Some dentists make custom-made mouth guards, like Earl did, remember? After the Ugas thing, when he fell out and he was looking for it, he had a mouth custom-made one for the bud fight. Now, some dentists make custom-made mouth guards, which are a perfect fit for your mouth shape. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Earl had a custom-made one for Bud. But I guess the mouth guard worked, but didn't much else work. Okay, I'm coming. Punching bags. Which one am I gonna put up there? Let's put the heavy bag up there. Yeah. Punching bags. I appreciate you, E-Class. Remember, Salvador Sanchez is Friday. The Salvador Sanchez profile is Friday. Okay. Punching bags. Yeah, it is a heavy bag. Wow, what made me do that? I didn't even see that heavy bag at first, and I wrote it. It was in parentheses. But, subconsciously, I knew it was there. But I just wrote it this morning. Now, punching bags come in a durable vinyl, leather, or canvas material and are filled with sand, hard or soft soil, and the soft soil has an extra layer of foam. Now, punching bags are available both as a hanging bag and as a freestanding bag, okay? I guess they're talking about the double end bag, where it's connected to the floor and ceiling. Okay, hanging bag. The hanging bag is ideal for footwork and is generally better for training. favored by more experienced boxers. But however, they take up more space and they can't be moved that easy since it's set up, right? Now, I think I'm gonna drop the link because we're gonna have a little time today. Now, the freestanding bag. The freestanding bag is easy to move around and generally cheaper than a hanging bag. However, the freestanding bag doesn't provide a dynamic workout like a hanging bag does, and it may be less durable. So again, both of them had their pros and cons. Depend on the fighter, what makes the fighter comfortable. That's all. Yeah. Both got their positives. Both got their negatives. But the fighter just got to make it work for him, I guess. Oh, man. I got to do this again. I'm going to fix this as soon as I get off here. Ooh, I got it the first time. I'm looking for the jump rope. I had a nice jump rope there. That's a nice jump rope there. Yeah. I used to jump rope. Like, that's a nice one there. Okay, jump rope. Jumping rope. Now, jumping rope helps boxers perfect their foot movement and also help them with their endurance, coordination, and general fitness. And the thing about a jump rope is incredibly affordable. And it's a great training tool to have on hand. And it's easy to take anywhere, just like I was saying in the other part. Jump rope is inexpensive and easy to take anywhere. That's what makes it such a great training tool. Just put it in your backpack. Melanin Queen 27 in the building. Salute Melanin Queen 27. How are you today? Good to see you again. Just finished up talking about boxing equipment. I'm gonna put the link in there because we got about a half hour before the voice gets here. Anybody want to chop it up or listen to me continue talking? I've been talking for an hour and a half, but it's okay. I don't mind. We got the voice coming up in 30 minutes exactly. That's the end of the I forgot what I just did. History of Boxing Equipment show. Tomorrow is History of Boxing in Japan. Because I remember I did all those profiles on different places. Remember, I did Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba. I did the Philippines. I did History of Boxing in the United States, but I never did Japan. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Yeah, I already started it. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Hope y'all enjoyed today's show. I'm going to drop this link on in there. And because we got about 30 minutes to go before the voice starts building. I know he got something good. Oh, the voice always got something good going on over there, man. Yeah. I only had to wonder what he got. I know it's something good. We just gonna have to get on over there and see what he got cooking. I mean, Bill, the voice don't cook, he builds. Okay? He builds. Oh yeah, man. Now everybody was talking about me talking about I don't play and stuff. The same guy I blocked out the other day, Jay Hardcore blocked him this morning. The same guy got kicked out of Jay's chat. He must have been really bad because it takes a lot for Jay to, because Jay don't usually do that. So, oh, damn. Yeah. I was talking to Jay on the phone earlier too. He said he had to block him too. I don't feel so bad now. Y'all can leave me alone. Jay blocked him too. I was in there, but I left out. He had D1 hot. D1 had to leave off the panel. You thought I was bad the other day. You should have saw D1 this morning. D1 had to come off the panel, man. I don't know. I don't know if the guy is that bad in boxing knowledge. I think he might be just trolling on purpose. Some people like to argue, you know. I think he might be one of them. Yeah. But you know, if Jay Hardcore kicks him out, he must have been really bad because Jay don't normally do that. It'd take a lot for Jay to block somebody. Yeah. I thought that was funny. Yeah, D1 was hot, man. D1 came back into the chat. It was crazy. Here comes the link. That tickled me. Yeah. He called me this morning and said he had to get him too. I said, what? Oh, you have 2 jump ropes, Melanie Queen? Now that it's warmed up, you'll go outside and get the jump. Yeah, I used to jump when I was younger. I haven't jumped in a while. After I ran my mile every day, I used to go in the backyard and jump. Jump. Yeah, it was fun though. That's the nice jump rope right there. Ain't it Melanie Queen 27? That one right there on the screen? That's a nice one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like those handles on it. Yeah, they say that must be one of those handles that's got the ball bearings in it, you know? Yeah. But I used to jump. Chris Costa make you jump. Remember that song? But yeah, we got High Tech. What else they call The Matrix this weekend? Vasil Lomachenko. It is nice. Yeah, I like that. Ain't like I'm a jump anymore though. No, I'm retired from sports. I just walk now. I walk every day, down and back, every day. They say actually walking is best for you, better than running, because something to do with your heart rate is not going as fast or something. I don't know, but that's what I heard, man. That's what I do. I walk every day. And of course, it's the card from not UK, Wales. There's always the card from that part of the world. And Pro Box tonight, Sergey Lipinets. Has Sergey Lipinets ever been in another weight class other than 140? Because full of hills. Oh, ooh, that would be a good exercise going up and down them hills, Melanie Queen. You know, going up and down them hills. I walk on the straightaway, straight shot down the straightaways and come on back up. Yeah, I'm gonna do it after I get out of here. Most times when I listen to Just Do, I be just getting back or in the middle of it or something. Of my walk. Yeah. But Sergey Lipinets, I'm not sure if he I don't know, he's been at 140 for a long time and he fits that weight class perfectly. But it's kind of like a crossroads fight for him because if you lose this one, no, he don't want to be a gatekeeper. Same thing for the guy he's fighting. I think he's fighting the Mexican guy. I got it right here. It's like a crossroads fight for both of them. The winner will be in good shape, moving toward another shot, and the loser will be moving away from a shot, far away. Sergey is in his 30s, I know that. Yeah. But history of Japan tomorrow. Friday we got Salvador Sanchez. That's an amazing guy, man. I can't talk about this enough, man. The man's career had a fatal car accident at 23 years old. Still in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Still thought of as legendary. Still thought of as arguably the best featherweight ever. So just think if he would have won it, he wasn't nowhere near his prime. Just think if he would have went up into his prime. There would be no argument about who the best featherweight ever was. It would be Salvador Sanchez, probably the best Mexican fighter too. Would be no argument about that. This man had that legendary career and it ended at 23 years old. He started when he was 16. Yeah, but still, nowhere near his prime. What is prime like? What, 28, 29? I know it ain't 23, I don't think. Even if he did start at 16. Yeah. But we're going to talk about him Friday a lot more, his life and career. And of course, him and Wes Burns, when they wrote Hit Your Melanin Queen, Salvador Sanchez and Wilfredo Gomez was thought to be the official beginning of the Puerto Rico-Mexican rivalry. Okay. Mexico won the first one. Salvador Sanchez stopped in the 8th round. But it was a good fight. Very good fight. Yeah. Wilfredo had came up to 126. Wilfredo was a regular campaigning that had been campaigning at 122. But he came up for that fight. It was his first fight in the division. You know? And he went back to 126, but Salvador Sanchez had the accident by then and he was gone. But he never had a rematch. So that was a very good fight. I've seen it a couple times. Yeah. I'm the king of watching old fights. No, that's Ant McQueen. I'm the co-king. The vice king, whatever you call it, vice president of watching old fights. Ed McQueen is the president, king, breaking them down. Yeah, Salvador Sanchez, Wilfredo Gomez was a great fight, man. I've seen it a couple times. That might be a good one to break down, man. I don't know. It stopped in the 8th round. Salvador stopped him in the 8th round. But it was good while it lasted. Featherweight, 1981, I think. It was 81. He's 81 or 82. Bruce Gas knows if he's still in here. I think it was 81. Yeah, but it was a good fight. Very good fight. One of them fights back then in the 80s, they had so many. You know? Like this year. You know? We can safely say 24 is going to be better than 23. What we got coming up, what we done had, and plus we still got see the schedule for the late August, September, October, November, December. Canelo usually fights again and probably have another one in September. Who will it be? Jamal or Benavidez? Somebody said, old Turkey trying to get Bud and Canelo over there in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I don't know how to call that one. It'd be a very interesting fight. If anybody can go up there and do it, it would be Bud. You know, with the skills he has, and but man, that's a long ways up, like Jamel did, you know. Because he would only have had one fight at 154. So, you know, still two jumps. 47 is 3, right? 54, 60, 68, yeah. 54 is 2, up into 2 weight classes. But if anybody can do it, old Bud can do it. That's what I think. And Turkey Ali Sheik got that money. Canelo ain't getting no 200 million though. Nobody's worth that, man. No. Canelo knows better than that. Did he want 200 mil? He said it again Saturday. He want 200 mil. First he said if the money was right, he'd fight him right now. But after he got finished fighting Jaime, and then later on he said 200 mil. Yeah, back in the back somewhere he said that. But Yeah, he's got to fight in. He always fights in that other holiday in September. Will it be David? No. Who will it be? Edgar Berlanga? Might be Edgar. Edgar ain't gonna bite Canelo. Oh, those inclining hills. Oh, I see what you're saying, Melanin Queen. Yeah, going up them hills. Yeah. And it's a bunch of them. See, I just go down the straightaway, straight down the street and straight back up. One turn. Yeah. But who will it be? What is the holiday? It's a Mexican holiday in September. So if he does fight Bud at the end of the year, I think he's gonna still get that fight in September too, because he didn't fight on that date last year though. I think he fought Melo a little later. At the end of the month, remember? Last year. At the end of September. He didn't fight on that holiday. And Mel went up there and did what he did. He got paid. So, take your hat off to the man. He got paid. We got The Voice coming up in 15 minutes, and we got Stay Hardcore back in the Hangout at 8, the Mighty Rise podcast at 9. Still early in the JBT day. 3 great shows coming up following me. And don't forget, I'm coming back at 2 o'clock tomorrow with a history of boxing in Japan. And I got some good ideas. Al Booker gave me the scoring and judges and all that kind of stuff. I got it written down. Thomas Hill said cornermen. He needs a show on cornermen. Okay. So all those coming. And you'll get another Let's Talk Fashion show next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. You get two Let's Talk Fashion. You get the fashion show at 10, and then you get the show that was Remo's idea at 2. Okay. This was the Remo idea here. The boxing equipment was a good idea too. Yeah. Did I do okay, Remo? Oh, Remo's working. He probably gone. Yeah, he's working. Oh, I like the young lady that's fighting Saturday too. Man, I can't think of her name. He's fighting for her first title. Something Robinson. She's fighting Nina Hughes. I think it's on the Lomachenko card. That's not pay-per-view, I don't think. I think that's just ESPN Plus or ESPN. Anybody paying to see George Kambosos get washed by Loma? That's what's gonna happen. Loma's not gonna go in there and pull no Teofimo. No way. Loma's too smart for that and experienced. I told y'all I got Loma over a lot of those youngsters down there at 135. Don't sleep on Lomachenko. That's high tech and still high tech. Almost beat Devin. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. So yeah. I almost say after Shakur and Tank at 35, I got Loma over everybody. Okay. All of them. Somebody had a good idea. I think it might have been Remo. He said if Monster get up to 130, him and Loma could come down. I don't think Loma would have much trouble making 130, but by the time Monster gets up to 130, Loma will probably be gone, or on the end of his career where he shouldn't get in there with Monster. That's a bad man there. That man got up and took control of that fight and never relinquished it. Got his man out of there. And when you do that, that's showing something, Got up off the mat and took over. The very next round, put him down, remember? Didn't he eat class? You think Loma can handle all those youngsters down there, E-Class, at 135? I do. Loma is a crafty veteran. Still got those skills too. The Matrix. I can't think of what her name is. I'm gonna find it though. I'm going through the schedule now. We got The Voice coming up in about 10 minutes. I'm getting ready to put another Cast Sports in the history books. But I appreciate everybody rocking with me once again. Always appreciate it. Great following, man. Great supporters. I don't like saying following. Great supporters. Anybody's following me, they supporting me. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I don't like that word, following. Supporting is much better. Because you're only as good as your supporters. Right? And I got some great supporters, so I know I'm going to be successful over here. Can't help it. You know, all these other great channels and this JBT with me. Can't help but be successful. What y'all think? Is Ryan, is it a conspiracy against Ryan? Free Ryan. Ryan is innocent. Ryan is innocent, man. Leave that man alone. Okay, this fight is on the one from Wales. Okay. Oh, Jessica McCaskill. Okay, it's fighting Lauren Price Saturday. I can't find the fight I was looking for. Oh, it's on the Lomachenko card. Okay. Yeah, that's not pay-per-view. Lomachenko is not pay-per-view. It's on ESPN Plus and ESPN. You know how they do when they get later like to the main things, they turn on ESPN. But Plus will have the earlier fights. That's how they normally do it. But it's not. I knew it wasn't pay-per-view. I was gonna pay some pay-per-view to see George Kambosos. Him and Devin was on ESPN also. Yeah, that wasn't pay-per-view either. No. Sure wasn't. Yeah, her name is what is her name? Oh, I was just looking at it. Shanika Johnson. Okay. It's for Nina Hughes' WBA Women's Bantamweight title. Check her out Saturday. Okay. Tell them Cast Sports sent you. Okay. Shanika Johnson versus Nina Hughes. I think Shanika Johnson might lift that title up off of Nina. Should be a good fight, though. Nina is okay, too. Shanika is pretty good, too. I think that's her first title shot. Yeah. But other than that, we got Kambosos and Loma, and then we got an interim fight on there, too. Carlos Quadras and Andrew Maloney. Okay. Still wouldn't pay no pay-per-view for it. But I got ESPN Plus. And then in Wales, Jessica McCaskill and Lauren Price. That's for McCaskill's WBA Women's Welterweight. Shanika Johnson and Nina Hughes is Bantamweight. Okay. So yeah, that is that's nice. The Wales card is Jessica McCaskill. Is that Eddie Hearns? I believe it. Yeah, I think she does fight for Eddie Hearns, right? I believe so. There's always a fight from that part of the world every Saturday. You can count on a fight from the UK, Wales, Ireland, somewhere over there every Saturday. But okay, I'm getting ready to get up out of Dodge. I appreciate everybody once again. rocking with me with my growing channel. I can't find my notebook. Where is it? It's got to be right here on the desk. I haven't been anywhere. Oh, there it is. I was getting ready to panic. I got to do the roll call. Right? Okay. In the building today. Everybody smash that like button first of all. It'll make me start counting. It appears that everybody did. I appreciate it. Okay. Melanin Queen 27 was in the building today. Okay. Melanin Queen 27 is an everyday regular. I appreciate her. Attentive Aunt McQueen from Casual's Corner was in the building today. Another regular. Appreciate Aunt McQueen. Showtime, the guy passed for St. Louis, Missouri was in the building. Miss Joette was in here today too. Appreciate you, Miss Joette. Jory Frank 757 hashtag JBT in the building. Salute, Joy. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. You like history? Get over there and check Bruce Gas out. Okay. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT was in the building. Salute, Lonnie. E-Class. Don't forget Friday is Salvador Sanchez. That was an E-Class request. The Salvador Sanchez profile. I know E-Class is going to be here. Just Do Boxing, The Voice. Coming up in about 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. Okay. I'm heading on over there. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey, in the building today. BN Boxing News. Another Fire JBT channel in the building. D for the Win. Big time reporter and JBT member. Let's Talk Fashion was in here. Another Fire Let's Talk Fashion out there. I was in there the whole time this morning. It was fire too. Enjoyed it thoroughly. The Mighty Rise podcast in the house. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Sunday at 12 p.m. Weekdays, they close the JBT day off. Okay, they turn out the lights and close the door. Till tomorrow. Mike Masick is always in the building. Salute Mike Masick. Mike Masick beat me here sometimes. Thomas Hill has, the Rise podcast hashtag JBT, by the way. Thomas Hill hashtag JBT was in the building. I like that idea. Thomas Hill gave me an idea for a show to probably be next week. Appreciate you, T. Hill. And Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, the Executive Vice President of Cass Sports and the brains behind the operation. Couldn't do it without Miss Cass, y'all. Salute Miss Cass, everybody. Okay? Another one of the JBT queens. Alrighty. That's it. Be back tomorrow at 2 for a history of boxing in Japan. Don't miss that one. It's going to be good. I promise you. Oh, no. It's going to be a great show. Now I'm trying. Okay. But I'm going to fix that as soon as I get off here. Oh, I got it. Everybody have a good day. See y'all over there at The Voice in a few minutes. I'm out.